We're recording now, Sean.
Oh, like right now?
Yes.
On our way out of beautiful outdoor Starlight Theater, and it was only, I think it capped at 103 degrees today. But I'm complaining. Once we sat down, it was nice.
Wait, I was just waiting. It's awkward because I was waiting for you to do your typical.
Oh, the intro. That would make a lot of sense. Hi, my name's Sean Shaler. This is my friend Chris Ford, aka social media influencer and YouTube and Twitter semi-famous person. I screwed that up. Now I can't undo it.
I think the regular one is a good intro.
AKA the objective geek of YouTube and Twitter semi-fame. And we just went to the John Mulaney. I keep wanting to call it a concert. That feels wrong. No, it's not a concert. It is a show.
Comedy. Stand-up routine.
Stand-up show.
Yeah.
The comedy thing. And Chris, what'd you think?
It was great. It was amazing. It was great. Opening act was great. John Mulaney was great. Like, honestly, I don't think I've ever laughed so hard in an hour and a half period, or however long that was. Like, my throat started to hurt about 2/3 the way through. It was that funny. And I rarely don't remember any of the joke. A lot of I remember vagueness of the joke, but I don't remember punchlines. I think because I was just in the moment and I don't really remember it.
I would say the same thing. I would say A, I have indigestion from laughing so hard, and B is it's kind of his style that it flows together very well. Like it feels like one big story rather than a whole lot of small jokes. I don't remember anything specifically, but even if I did, I would try not to share it here. So that you can go watch it yourself when it comes out inevitably on, I don't know, I presume, things just come out on Comedy Central, right?
Probably a stand-up special in the future on, like, Netflix or something, if I had to guess. Something like that. But anyway, side note, I'm really not this dark. I'm appearing a lot darker than Sean because he has a light right under him.
This light here, I don't know what kind of production values we want to aim for in the back
there we go.
Honda Civic.
Yeah. No, we're driving in a Tesla. It's self-driving.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it.
We don't have Sean's wife driving us as if she's like a chaperone.
Thanks,
chaperoning us.
Elon took time out of his busy Twitter day to make sure that we drove a Tesla at the John Mulaney show. Hey, Chris, the one thing I was going to say is I'd never heard of the open-air guy before. His name was Seton Smith, I believe.
I've never heard of him before either.
He was on The Marvelous Miss Maisel.
It must have been I watched the first season and a half of that show. He must not have been in that part.
He was not surprisingly funny. He's opening for John Mulaney. Obviously, he's funny, but I didn't know who he was, and he was delightful. I'll definitely go find more of his stuff as well.
Yeah, definitely. I want to say, one thing I was surprised about, which is weird, he cusses a lot more. I don't know if it's a special thing versus being live, but he cusses a lot more in live. Or maybe he's just changed up a little bit of his, I don't know what it is. Whether it's a special thing or he's just changed up his style. But either way, it was hilarious. His usage of curse words.
It's not excessive, right? It's well-timed things.
Yeah.
I've never been to a show for which there was actually like a special cut, so I'll be interested to see like when the actual special hits Netflix and like what makes it and what I would have trouble deciding like what parts you would even trim out and how they do that without making it seem jumpy in his case. And then likewise I could see if they like cut more cuss words out or whatever. I believe that.
Yeah. Random thing, it's not really a spoiler, but do you think that kid was a plant? I don't think so.
I don't think so. It felt pretty organic to me. Yeah. So if he was a plant, it was a really good. There again, in the special, I'll be curious to see how he does he grab a different kid or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see. That kid played along nicely though.
He did, yeah. He went back to him a couple different times. That was good.
I kept forgetting him, and then he'd be like Colton, and I'd be like, who the hell is Colton?
Yeah.
And then, the star of the show.
This isn't real spoiler, but he went over a lot of his time since 2020 in his rehab, and if you want a little bit of taste of that, you can check out. He did an interview on Seth Meyers and went over a lot of what he went over in the stand-up, but he went over a lot deeper in detail and things. But you get a pretty good sense of what he talked about in it. It's already released, but this was a lot funnier, I think.
And we don't want to give the wrong impression. Like it was all based on that, but it was all still pure comedy. It wasn't like a self-help redemption tour or anything. Yeah. If anything, he made fun of it.
Yeah, sometimes comedians, after they go through certain turmoil, they'll come out with a Netflix special or some type of special, and they'll be really serious. There'll be a couple different moments of laughter, and And granted, those people, they need that sometimes to get over. It helps with just therapy and stuff and talking over their stuff with their audience. But I am glad that he was able to sort of take that more comedic approach to his own strife in his life, made things a little bit more relatable.
I mean, it was like it was pure comedy first, and still good, kind of wholesome recovery story second.
Yeah.
Didn't realize how much of an asshole cocaine John Mulaney was. That he's an asshole. Chris, I think the only thing that disappointed me was that you said your pretzel was bad, and that I didn't get to try the ravioli because there was no intermission. I don't know if you guys ever had stadium ravioli before. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but I'm pretty sad. Heather, are you sad? I mean, sorry, Tesla.
I'm very sad.
Are you sad?
I wanted some toasted ravioli.
Our Tesla is also very sad. Thanks, Tesla. You're doing a great job.
Yeah. No, my pretzel wasn't as good, and I am disappointed in that. There was a review on something. Why are these people driving so fast? There was a review on something about the theater, and they were like, "Oh, this is the best pretzel it has." I've been looking forward to it. Had time to try it out because we got there really early. We sat in the perfect shaded spot because the theater we're in, it's not like a theater per se. They're calling it a park a lot.
It's like an amphitheater in a park,
yes.
A nice amphitheater, but one without a ceiling or air conditioning.
You know what I was disappointed about in this whole show? That the stars were not shining.
The Starlight Theater is
did not live up to its name. Starlight Theater, but
I was really surprised. There was one part in which I thought he was going to drop a Xanax reference from like a previous, just like a quick reference, but he chose a different direction instead for that bit. But
I at first thought he was going to do this thing where he just retold old jokes when he was talking about getting drugs.
Yeah, when he was or about doctors and about old drugs. Like there's a lot of places where he could have pulled in old stuff.
That's one of my favorite. I could probably rehearse that John Mulaney bit about I get nervous on airplanes. Doctor's gone. And it's anyway.
Well, I thought he was gonna do something like, and if you have something with this Dr. Michael, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
But no, he did. Well, hey, that's good though, and obviously
it was good.
Hard as a stand-up comedian to not just pull out those references constantly.
Yes.
But no, all things being considered, it was a stellar show. I thought
it was. Yeah. It was probably hotter. I was concerned. I was concerned for his agent. I was like, does this agent and booking people know that this isn't an outside theater? And things I read that the theater was like, the theater section in the stage is air conditioned, but it did not look air conditioned to him. He came on
from the back of the theater that I can't imagine that anything got to him.
He came on with the suit. 3-piece suit, whatever piece suit, 2-piece suit.
I don't know my suits at all.
I don't either.
This is not a good
I don't
suit
buy a suit.
Yeah,
it's not. I don't own a suit. I'm trying to get through life without having to buy a suit. Just one of my many life goals. I don't know if I talked about my life goals before on the podcast. Have I?
Yeah, you referenced the coffee.
Yes. Don't drink coffee. Don't buy a suit. Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's very influential, and I appreciate that. Like 2 of those make sense, and the other one is a suit.
Yeah.
I think that's.
But anyway, he came out in a potentially 2-piece suit. Had the jacket on and stuff. I was like, he's not gonna wear that the whole night. I hope not. And like he was undoing his tie a little bit. I'm like, man, he's getting hot. But he was working through it. And he eventually took it off, and the crowd cheered. He was like, don't cheer for that.
I wish there's a part where he's talking about having to take your shirt off. I kind of wish he'd like taken his full shirt off, and then he was like wearing a tank top or something under there that he could have just been more cool in.
Yeah.
But he took it like a champ.
He did, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he performed before in those circumstances.
I mean, we're not the hottest place although I'd be curious as like the hottest temperature he's had to stand in outside for an extended period of time. But surely there's like outdoor theaters in other Midwestern cities.
Yeah.
I'd have to figure.
But no, it's a great show. I don't know if I have really I think we talked about it before, the person who opened up for him. He was also funny. Great to just warm up the crowd. Although I was for some reason expecting a more grandiose entrance for John Mulaney.
I was
like,
too. It was so fast.
It was like I was caught off guard a little bit by like when the comedian. One thing, it was weird because John introduced the opener, which I thought that was like, oh, that's weird. Like I wasn't even sure that was his voice when it came over the intercom because he didn't show himself. And then the opener was done, Seton Smith. And then he said, all right, the 6-foot guy from Chicago. I was like, oh, I wonder who this is.
Yeah, we were waiting.
And it was
for
like
the
John
next
Mulaney.
opener.
Oh, it's John Mulaney. Okay. I was expecting the announcer to be like, and now, John Mulaney. And that didn't happen.
Well, especially
But
because there was just one. So I think you and I probably expected multiple openers, which is
I
fine,
was expecting multiple, yeah.
But I think the first opener, it wasn't like particularly long or anything. And so then when he started the announcement, I just assumed it was gonna had to be a second guy. I was like, how am I supposed to know who a comedian is based on the fact that he's 6 foot?
Yeah, I
tall?
know, right?
That's a very bad gauge of height. Could be Aziz.
I did not know that John.
It was not
I would have put
Aziz.
John Mulaney at 5'11".
I'd put him in our height right up the same.
Yeah.
Maybe a little taller. He probably wears nice shoes.
Probably, yeah. But I was glad he did a wide array of things. He talked a lot about being in rehab. I feel like that was most of it. Talked about his son a little bit.
Just a little. We didn't get a whole lot of sun stuff.
Yeah.
But his son's also only 8 months old, so there's only so much you can tell.
Yeah.
That, like every other
Not that
comedian
much.
with a kid hasn't done before.
But I thought he still had a wide range of stuff. And all new stuff. And that was...
I mean, I think my final thoughts would just be that when it comes on Netflix, I mean, I would recommend highly if you
Might not be
ever
Netflix, might be
like
something
John
else. I don't
Mulaney at
know.
all.
It's probably Netflix.
Probably Netflix.
He has deals with Netflix.
I think it's because his stuff has been on Netflix before, so that's where my gut's at. But
Yeah.
when it comes out, if you've ever liked anything John Mulaney, I say do it. And even if you haven't, maybe try. If you like stand-up comedy, he's pretty palatable as far as like entering into the world of stand-up comedians.
Yeah. No. I really can't think of that many, like, and I wouldn't say the jokes, punchlines, I don't want to ruin stuff, but I want to go back to my wife, because she wasn't here, and be like, oh yeah, this is funny, but there are just a few things. Maybe that's the joy of doing everything live and being just in the moment and watching it unfold.
I would say it's a good sign. We were very absorbed. Chris, I would say the one that I won't spoil, but I'll say was my favorite, was that when he realizes that maybe he's not quite as famous as Cocaine John thought he was. I thought that was probably my favorite bit. So look for that one in particular.
Yeah. And he does name drop a lot of celebrities, which is fun and funny because you know a lot of these celebrities, and he does good impressions of them. They are like close friends of his, so that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good deal.
Yeah.
Chris, any other final thoughts?
It's been a long time coming, Sean. We've been talking about John Mulaney on the podcast. Probably, I'm curious what episode we first talked about John Mulaney. I would not be surprised if it was like our first podcast episode
Yeah, I
that we
would say
dropped
like
John
3 or
Mulaney.
4 just in a ballpark to get an early number.
Someone go back and watch that. Although I doubt our like 3 diehard fans aren't going to go back and watch.
I don't think they are, but maybe I will.
Maybe we have
someday.
4 diehard. There's probably a diehard fan that doesn't comment, and you know what? Thank you.
That's totally fine. Like, you just,
Comment,
just like listening and hanging out in the moment too. That's cool.
That's cool.
I hope that we're like part of one person's workday where it's like he doesn't even love us or anything, but it's just like
Just
relaxing.
background
Like,
noise.
I just hope we're that guy. It's like every Monday, he's like, oh, I got another ATLV episode to just be my background noise at work.
I do have a lot of people say I have a soothing voice, which throws me off.
I think you have a very soothing voice, especially when I listen to it next to mine. That's why I have a hard time listening to our podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, who's that other guy? Oh, shit.
It's Barry White with dang it, I can't think of I'm thinking of that guy from Aladdin. Who's Iago?
Gilbert Gottfried. Yeah,
Yes, Gilbert Gottfried.
Why did Barry White pick up Gilbert Gottfried? That's a terrible choice.
Yeah.
You should-
I'm really glad I brought this tripod. It's working out.
Yeah, it's
really
working out.
well. It's very steady. I could just be a direct. Anyway, diverging as we always do.
Chris could be driving and we could be beer.
I could
drinking.
be
You don't
just-
even know that's how smooth it is.
Yeah. Or I should shoot an action movie. I should put this outside the window. Get you guys a good shot of the city.
The Kansas City. I'd say the Kansas City skyline. We're just in like suburbia at the moment.
I think we
but-
just crossed into Kansas.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't live
Welcome to
downtown. It's scary down there. Well, hey, yeah, Chris, thanks for recording from the front seat of the non-Tesla and for coming out to the show. It was great. And yeah, if you like John, absolutely go check it out. And I don't know what details that we'll put in the description, but we'll find something John Mulaney-ish to put in the description.
I'm saying my throat.
We'll put the Seth Meyers bit in the description.
Yeah.
We'll link to that. Yeah, you said it.
See, that's what we do all day. I can't wait to rewatch this when it's a special, so I can remember the jokes and we can start quoting them all the time.
Yeah, we have to be able to quote this material in particular.
Yes. Yeah.
That'll be a good day. I'm sure we've got a while, but I don't know how long tours go.
I do think.
Really know.
Random side note before we end up. I do think he looks a lot better. He looks
fuller.
Yeah,
like,
looks
in a good, healthy way,
Yeah.
not like a you've gotten COVID fat way.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a pretty good joke too about being good looking.
being on cocaine and just got a haircut. That's not a giveaway. That's in the Seth Meyers. I think he does mention that.
Okay,
He went to SNL to get a haircut before his intervention.
Which is very resourceful thinking.
Yeah.
Very resourceful.
Well, you're not hosting today. Anyway, same thing he said in the Seth Meyers interview.
That's fantastic. I'll have to watch the Seth Meyers interview.
You should, especially after this. You should definitely go watch Seth Meyers interview. It's great.
Well, hey, thanks for hanging out with us for a few minutes, and yeah, I don't know what else to say. We'll see you next time.
Adios. I never say that. What the heck?